Yes, yes, yes. All right, everyone. Thank you if you are still with us. We are now live, but for the time being, I don't have Jojo with me because she is just solving some internet issues. But as we promised today, we are going to be discussing the Oscar nominations and what our predictions are. So this is promising to be a very good one. We hope you stay and you'll be with us. So there's that. But we'll be getting started as soon as Jojo returns. Hope you had a fantastic week. This over here was not bad either. I think now with the start of spring and it's starting to feel better, isn't it? Hello, Jojo. Look
Howdy
at
do.
you. Yeah, you're back, Jojo, aren't you?
I am back. In the flesh.
Lord. In the flesh. I was telling folks that we had to go live without you, but you would be joining us soon enough, and here you are, right?
Here I am.
Okay, so what we're going to do, Jojo, is go ahead and get on started. How about that, eh?
That sounds great. Let's go ahead and do that little thing.
Oh, Lord, yeah. So, do you know, we are live on YouTube, on Facebook, we are live on Twitter, by the way, and just in case you had any doubt, we're live on Twitch.
We are everywhere. Holy cow.
Dude, I don't understand the whole Twitch thing, so there's that. But with that said, I think it's like YouTube for gamers or something like that. I'll take that.
Sure. Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. So, should we go and do the little fancy video stuff that we do with the intro and shit?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
All right. So, how do we normally do that?
That's all you, Graham. I haven't seen the setup. It's been so long since I've seen you.
Oh man, yo, I don't know how we do that again. Jojo?
I don't know.
Jojo, I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh. We can forget it.
Eh?
Oh, I can just dance.
Nah, I got it.
Yay!
Ready?
This is Kickin' and Streamin' Podcast, a binge watcher's guide to streaming movies, TV series, and stuff. Here are your hosts, Graham and Jocelyn.
Here we are.
Yay!
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kicking and Streaming Podcast. My name is Graham, and with me today, of course, is the fantastic Jojo, the co-host of co-hosts, our lady of the podcast. And I could continue going on, but hey, y'all know it. You know what I'm talking about, aren't you?
Howdy do, everyone.
Jojo, we are doing fine. We're doing all right, aren't we? So today we are talking about Oscars nomination. If you are just joining us, we are live on Twitter, on Facebook, on Twitch, and also on YouTube. Call your friends, tell them that we're here. Hey man, them Kicking and Streaming podcast folks? They're there, they're live, so go ahead and give them a watch, right, Jojo?
Yes, yeah. Get all the kids and the dogs and the cats involved too. Bring them around, gather around.
Yeah,
Before
we get on going though, Jojo, what kind of a week did you have? How you doing?
I had a shitty week, but okay. Just to be honest, it was crap yesterday, especially. But I'm here. I'm happy. It's Saturday.
Yeah, I was. This week was long for some reason. And I think the biggest part of it is that it felt longer because the work hours felt long, and all the while it was really nice outside.
Yep.
So that's kind of like, I need to get out of here. And then by the time you get out, it's like, next thing you know, it's already night and stuff. So
Yeah.
it wasn't the best of weeks, has it?
No, it really hasn't been. And I should warn you too, and our audience as well, that you're probably at some point going to hear barking from my terrible trio. The house across the street from us has gone up for on sale, and my dogs have taken this as a great offense to them personally. So they were not consulted in this, so they are extremely upset and are telling all of them essentially that they can piss off and go up, up a river without a paddle. So and I can't believe how many people are coming to see this house.
Really? The housing market is that great, is it?
It must be, because it went up yesterday afternoon. Yesterday afternoon into evening, there was like 7 people came to see it. And I know this because of my dogs.
Right.
And then this morning so far, there was about 10 couples. And this afternoon, there's been 2. So I don't know. And it's been interesting.
Either it's the greatest house in the world, or people are really trying to buy a house, man, because Jesus.
I was curious. I looked at the pictures online. I'm not that impressed, but whatever. Especially not the price.
Why didn't you just walk across the street?
Well, it's not an open house because of COVID.
Oh, right.
You have to make an appointment. So I'm not about that life. I'm not going to do that.
You know who would have done that? My wife. You know, my wife would have made an appointment. Christine would have made an appointment and gone just to check out the house across the street, because she is just like that. Okay.
That's awesome. I am not that gutsy. I'm not that gutsy.
Sometimes we just like coming home from somewhere, and she's the one driving, and all of a sudden she passes our house and continues going. I'm like, what?
Our house was back there. Are you kidnapping me?
I'm like, where are we going? She's like, oh yeah, no, I wanted to see how these houses they're building in the back of such and such street, how they're coming along. And I'm like, you couldn't do that when you were on your own? Like, seriously. And no one asked me either. It was just like, it was just gonna
happen.
Yeah. So needless to say, my wife is kind of nosy, isn't she?
Nothing wrong with that.
She's going to kill me.
Good nose.
It's a good thing that she don't give a shit about this podcast. She don't listen.
Oh, dear.
She won't be listening to this podcast. What's the name of your podcast again? I'm like, we've been doing this shit for 2 years in the same house you live in. So
you should just tell her something different every time.
Yay! I'm going to start doing that. You know you can't get me started like that, Jojo. You know it.
Just tell her something different every time. Make stuff up. Make up. Oh, it's, Sebastian and the Turtles.
And what's it about? Like, now I have to come up with some shit.
Not turtles. That's all we talk about, turtles.
Imagine me and Jocelyn just talking about turtles.
Oh God,
like,
that's what they're called. Aren't they called herpetologists or derpetologists, something like that? They have a fun name.
They do, like people who deal with herpes and shit.
That's a different direction than I was going in, but that's okay.
No, you're sure that's not where?
I really wasn't, but that's quite all right. Take it away, Graham.
I'm sorry I misled you then. Right, so let's get this started. Let's get this on the road, innit? What are we doing again, Jojo? Oh, we were talking.
We're doing
Yeah.
about the Oscar nominations for 2021, and I'm getting a warning that I have unstable internet again. So
Yeah,
Lord knows.
I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna go this way, innit? So Jojo, the Oscar nominations were announced by the it couple of today. That's Priyanka Chopra and is it Nick Jonas?
I think it's Nick. Yeah.
And I don't know, but some people were pissed off about that. Like, what exactly does it not take for people to get pissed off?
I really don't know. I think people just get pissed off at anything that they want to. I don't find either of them offensive. I actually find her quite lovely. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. I can't say I like or dislike the Jonas Brothers. I
Right.
just don't care enough about them to even hate them or like them. And so for me, Nick Jonas is some dude, right?
Right.
Priyanka Chopra, there are days that she's alright to me, and there are days I can't stand her. But I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. But there are days that I'm just like, no, Priyanka, go away.
Please stop.
Yeah. But like, I just don't see a problem with them being the ones to announce the Oscars. And Twitter went ballistic over that. So maybe Twitter needs to take a chill pill. Is that still a thing?
I don't know if that is still a thing. I haven't heard anybody say it in a while, but
A chill pill.
but it needs to come back in vogue because yes,
Huh?
the whole world needs to take a chill pill.
Right.
Did you
Like
lose me?
your internet just took a chill pill.
Sounds about right.
All right. So with that said, we're gonna go on. We have predictions, haven't we, Jojo?
Yes.
So we're gonna go from the bottom to the top,
Okay.
and we're gonna start with writing, original screenplay. Would you like to tell us the nominees and who you think is gonna be the dude?
Yes. Once I get there.
Okay. Once you get there.
So, writing this original screenplay, we have Judas and the Black Messiah, written by Will Burson and Shaka King. We have Minari, written by Lee Isaac Chung. Promising Young Woman, written by Emerald Fennell. And Sound of Metal by Darius Martyr and Abraham Martyr, and based on a story by Darius Martyr and Derek Cianfrance. And
Based on
also
a story by whom now?
it looks like it says Cianfrance, but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. And
And
so
the trial.
who do you think is going to get it?
7, written by Aaron Sorkin. I actually think Minari is going to get it. I just have this feeling that it's going to win that and probably not anything else.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually was thinking about Minari in that respect. And all I can think of is that Hollywood is gonna go like, mad woke and shit, and, and make it a night of Minari, much like they did last year with that Korean movie, Parasite, right?
Yes.
And would they do that twice in a row? I don't know. But at the end of the day, Minari is an American movie,
Yes.
made mostly is it Korean?
Yes.
And so that might well be the case here. But I know we've said it before, and as predictable as it may sound, I'm thinking that the trial of the Chicago 7 might win it, because it's hard to have Aaron Sorkin in the midst of a bunch of stuff that has been written, and you'll be like, maybe not Aaron Sorkin. I don't know.
That's true.
So you got Minari, I got Trial of the Chicago 7.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
We should write this down because I'm
Yeah.
not going to remember.
it's gonna be fun after the Oscars when we come back with our show for people to see how wrong we were. So
I'm getting a pen and paper and I'm writing it down so that we
yeah, that's gonna be fun. So we have then adapted screenplay. And here I have a little bit of a surprise. All right.
Okay.
So for adapted screenplays, we have Borat subsequent movie film.
It's a delightfully long title.
Yeah, subsequent movie film, delivery of prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan. That's the entire title of the bloody movie. All right. And so we have The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger. Can I tell you something? I think this one is actually an absolute doozy. Who do you think is going to get this one, Jojo?
I'm leaning towards Nomadland.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am.
Do you think Nomadland, one of these movies that are, directed by female, and so, do you think one of these movies are going to have a big night on the Oscar, or it's just going to be, they were nominated, yay?
I don't know. I would like to see there be a big night of, some change, some positive change. But I know that Nomadland is a wonderful film. No, wrong, of course, with the other ones. But I feel like it's sort of the thing that Hollywood likes to nominate and give things to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think so. But it seems to me also that Hollywood has gone in a way like, yo, we are going to have an Oscar where we surprise everybody.
True.
And have them talk about the Academy in a brighter light for the next few days or whatever.
Right.
So which is where I'm like, yeah, it is possible that they might just go in every female that is nominated, get an Oscar on their different categories, or they might go like they did with Slumdog Millionaire once, like they did last year with Parasite. So this one is getting a bit harder to predict, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It is.
So, but anyway, you think like it's Nomadland, right?
That's my feeling.
I'm going to go a bit more obscure here. I'm going to say The Father.
Okay.
I think there's a weird obsession with The Father.
Okay.
Given the fact that The Father is not a terribly popular movie at all. Like, we only know about The Father because
nominations.
Exactly. I don't see anybody like, yo, you got to see The Father.
Yeah.
No one has come to me and said that.
No, I would not know it existed at all if it weren't nominated for all of the things.
Exactly. So, I think, and add to that too, like, if you're a movie studio and you know that, your movie might not be that great, but somehow it has made some impact within Hollywood, and you probably will campaign hard for them to give it something and put you on the map. But I think the nominations themselves are enough. But for writing, for adapted screenplay, I'm gonna go with The Father.
With The Father. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a couple of categories we're gonna skip.
Okay.
So do you wanna take short film, live action?
Sure. So we have Feeling Through with Doug Rowland and Susan Ruzensky. The Letter Room, Elvira Lind and Sofia Sondervan. The Present, Farah Nabulsi and Osama Bawarde. Two Distant Strangers, Trevon Free and Martin Desmond Rowe, and White Eye, Tamer Shushan and Shira Hotchman.
Right. So, are we even going to make a prediction on this one?
I haven't seen any of these. These are very, in my experience, are difficult to find to watch.
Right. Like, who watches short films?
I feel like it's got to be like film students and things like that, because I don't. I mean, of course, at the moment, we aren't really having any commercial or film releases, but I've never been somewhere that showed short films. And then I really don't know what platform they're available on. So I feel like it's going to be film students.
I know that there's one that is on Netflix, but I'm not entirely sure that it even got nominated. I know it's something about from the lens of basketball or something, but that's the extent to which I know about a short film.
Yeah.
But I always see them nominated, and I keep thinking to myself, are they strictly from film festivals, or where do we watch a short film, and how short is a short film?
That's true. I don't even know the requirements for that, and I've seen ones that have been nominated, in watching the Oscars, and been like, oh, I would love to see that. That looks fabulous and really interesting, just from because they always do the little like trailer for it.
Yeah.
But I've never been able to find them, so I don't know. If anybody out there knows, let us know. Give us a holler.
Yeah. I mean, we want to know. We seriously want to know. Don't get me wrong. We want to know.
Yeah.
But we are going to move on then to production design. And this is not a category that we always talk about, but I do think that there was a lot of movies this year and that owe their success to production design. And those movies are rightfully so nominated. So let's take it from here. We have The Father in production design by Peter Francis and set decoration by Kathy Featherstone. We have Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, production design by Mark Ricker and set decoration by Karen O'Hara and Diana Sultan. Mank, production design Donald Graham Bird, set decoration by Jan Pascal. News of the World, production design David Crank, set decoration Elizabeth Kinnan, and Tenet, production design Nathan Crowley. And is it Crowley or Crawley? Crowley?
I'm not sure.
and set decoration by Kathy Lucas. Who are you picking on this one, Jojo?
This one is difficult for me, because I'm not the one I'm picking. I'm not really sure is going to win, but I would like it to. Is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom?
Yeah, and that's the one I was thinking about. But also when you have Mank and Tenet there,
yeah.
It's
probably going to be Mank, but just because I want it to be, I'm going to say Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah.
Have you seen Mank yet?
I have not. Have you seen Mank?
No, I ain't going to see it.
I just have a feeling it's going to be Mank because Hollywood loves Hollywood.
Yeah. Hollywood is fascinated by Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. They are. They love them themselves.
Hollywood is like the Simon Cowell of places. Hollywood looks
themselves. So pretty. I love you. So gorgeous. Oh, say that again. I love it.
Hollywood. So you want to take on music original song?
Okay. So we have Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah, Hear My Voice from the Trial of the Chicago 7, Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. EOC, Scene from The Life Ahead, and Speak Now from One Night in Miami.
All right. So this one is a bit of, So let's talk about this. I was surprised to see that EOC won the Golden Globe. I was like really surprised. But at the same time, the movie in which EOC is, which is a Netflix original movie, we actually decided once to watch and talk about it. And then all of a sudden we never did.
Something happened.
And and it seems to be actually a very, very good movie. You know, it might not be my favorite topic, you know, because there's a little bit of white saviorism in there and stuff. But it is an actually very good movie. And Laura Pausini, who is the co-lyricist and singer, she is one of the most fabulous Italian singers and versatile because she also sings in Spanish and in France. So she literally has a career in France, in Latin America, in Spain, and also in Italy. So she is absolutely great. She can compose, she can write in all of these languages. And so I was surprised that EOC won because obviously is a song in a different language, but I'm assuming that Diane Warren also inserted some part of the lyric there. But I don't know if I can say that it's going to win the Oscar because you have Speak Now, which is music and lyric by Leslie Odom Jr. and Sam Ashworth. And you have Hear My Voice from the Trial of the Chicago 7, which was like a very poignant song. Like I actually stayed through the credit just so I could listen to this song.
Yeah.
And then Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah, which is music by her and lyric by her and Tiara Thomas. So this is a very, very hardly contested one. And I really can't tell you. Like, if I have to predict, I'm going to say it's between Trial of the Chicago 7 and Judas and the Black Messiah. I don't know a lot about the music, about the song on One Night in Miami, even though I watched One Night in Miami and I love the movie, but I didn't stay through for the song. Sure. I didn't, man.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna pick Speak Now because of Leslie Odom, and he's really kind of in the spotlight right now. So, and I enjoyed the song, so that's my pick.
Okay, so let's do music original score then.
So we have The Five Bloods from Terrence Blanchard, Mank, Trent Reznor, and Atticus Ross, Minari from Emile, News of the World from James Newton Howard, and Soul, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Baptiste.
So I think Soul is going to win it because John Baptiste is on a roll. That's my pick right there. I know it's an easy one. Don't get me wrong. It's incredibly easy, but that's what I'm gonna go with because I know John Baptiste is right now on a roll, man. Like,
yep.
Dude is doing it.
I agree with you. That's my pick too.
You know. So let's move on, man. That was easy, isn't it?
No, that was a good one.
So let's do directing. We've got Another Round by Thomas Vinterberg, Mank, David Fincher, Minari, Lee Isaac Chung, Nomadland, Chloe Zhao, and Promising Young Woman, Emerald Fennell. If we are to believe that Golden Globe predict a sort of a prediction of Oscars, then Nomadland. But I actually think that this time is going to be Minari. I don't know why. What do you think, Jojo?
I kind of think it's gonna be Promising Young Woman.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I just have this feeling, and I just have this feeling it's going to be Promising Young Woman, unless they're going to do a sweep, and like they.
Oh,
did
you
with
mean like
Parasite.
Minari win the night?
Yeah, right. If they do a sweep and Minari wins the night, then Minari. But I sort of feel like they're going to pull a fast one on us, and I think it's going to be Promising Young Woman.
That would be actually lovely. That would be absolutely lovely, because then that would take the predictability element out of it, and it is certainly a movie that is deserving of winning anyway. But can the Oscars be non-predictable?
Occasionally, they will pull out a dark horse on us.
Yeah, but even that is kind of predictable. Like, like you can see it coming. I'm just saying, man. Like, I don't know. But
what was your pick again?
Minari.
Okay.
For directing.
Okay.
Okay. So, costume design is one of those that we don't necessarily talk about, but again, I think this year the movies that are nominated owe a lot of it of the nomination to set design and costume design. Do you want to take that one?
Sure. So there's Emma by Alexandra Byrne, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anne Roth, Mank, Trish Somerville, Mulan, Bina Dagler, Pinocchio, Massimo Cantini Parini.
Massimo Cantini Parini.
That's very pretty.
Yeah, just way too many names. Massimo Cantini Parini, Madonna. But hey, so what do you got there, Jojo? Because like I'm lost. I'd like to say Mulan.
I think it's going to be Emma because that's a period piece, and I don't really see any change with Hollywood when it comes to a period piece. They love
they love that
period
shit.
piece.
They
love
love
those
that shit.
bodices and all the embroidery and the hats and the shoes and the gloves and stuff. It's going to be Emma. If it's not Emma, I'm going to fall out of my seat.
Okay, well then,
and I'll film it.
In that respect, that would be funny. You tend to do that.
I do. I'm good at falling down.
Yeah. You know who's good at falling down too? My wife. Dude, she did that to me at Disney, man.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what the hell just happened?
See, my mom was also extremely good at falling down. Like, we would be walking, like, say, if we went somewhere like a city or whatever, it would be me and Dad and Mom, and we'd be walking along, and all of a sudden it would be like, where's Mom? And we'd turn around and look, and she'd be like rolling the gutter.
Exactly.
And it's a perfectly flat sidewalk. I'm like, how did you do that?
That's where I have you like, how do you manage to fall on where there's nothing tripping you,
And you're not wearing heels or inappropriate footwear, whatever, it's just, what? I don't understand. But apparently I'm turning into my mother. So there you go. So
I've gotten into the habit now, during the year, whenever she's doing something kind of risky, I'm like, you haven't fallen this year, so please don't do that. Just don't. I mean, like,
Let's wait till the end of the year when we've met our deductible.
just please don't.
Just don't.
Yeah. But all right, so let's move on to cinematography. That's also a lot. I have cinematography: Judas and the Black Messiah, Sean Bobbitt; Mank, Eric Messerschmidt; News of the World, Dariusz Wolski. I'll never pronounce a Polish name without pronouncing the W properly. So it's not Wolski, it's Wolski. So shut up. Nomadland, Joshua James Richard, and The Trial of the Chicago 7, Fedon Papamichael. There's a lot to pick from here. So, what do you think? Because, pretty much we have Judas and the Black Messiah, to a certain extent, is a period piece, isn't it?
It is.
Mank is a period piece, isn't it?
Definitely.
News of the World, isn't that the one we talked about? What's his name being like old cowboy-y and shit?
Yes.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Yep.
that is also a piece, a period piece. And then The Trial of the Chicago 7 is also a period piece. So what say you? Oh, wise Jojo.
I think it's going to be Mank.
Yeah. I don't see that as far-fetched at all. I think it's going to be Hollywood's, I'm sorry that we didn't treat you better, Mank, but here you go.
Yeah.
Type of thing, isn't it?
Here's a little something, something.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I really don't think it's going to be anything but Mank. So there's that.
Yeah.
Would you like to take on actress in a supporting role?
Sure. Let's see. So there's Maria Baklava in Borat, and I'm not going to read the rest of it. Borat. Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman in The Father, Amanda Seyfried in Mank, and Yajun Yoon in Minari.
Okay. So here's the thing. I have heard a lot about how fantastic Maria Bakalova was in Borat's subsequent movie film. And a lot of people were surprised that she didn't win the Golden Globe. So I'm thinking that Sacha Baron Cohen is not going to win Best Actor for Borat. But to make up for that, Maria Bakalova is going to win Best Supporting Actress for Borat. What do you think? Am I?
I think that I don't care as long as it's not Glenn Close.
Well, we know how you feel. We know how you feel about. Yeah, we know. If you want to know how Jojo felt about Hillbilly Elegy,
and how I offended the whole
for
world with my opinion. So yeah.
Yo, I mean, YouTube went crazy, dude. But we said what we said. I mean, Jojo said what she said.
Yeah, I said what I said. Graham was just sitting there for the ride.
Yo, I didn't know. Like, tell us how you really feel, Jojo. And here's the crazy thing. Jojo, both in terms of where she was born and grew up, and in terms of ethnicity, has no qualification to be considered a hillbilly. But she did take offense greatly about the whole thing. So that I don't know, man. Anyway, So you don't care who wins except Glenn Close.
Yeah, I don't want her to win for that. I mean, Glenn Close is fabulous. She is. She's a great actor. I just don't want her to win for that movie.
I'm with you, man. Hey, that's cool.
That's all.
That is cool, dude. So let me ask you this, though. What do you think of the next one? Actress in a leading role.
So we have Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day in The United States versus Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand in Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman. And I am hoping for Viola Davis. I'm not quite sure who's going to win it. It may be Frances McDormand, but I'm hoping for Viola Davis because she just always brings it, and she really became a different person for this role. Not, I guess, physically, you could say, and also in sort of mannerisms and that sort of thing. But she also was very, I don't know, like brassy. I mean, she is a very strong person. She's a very tough actress. And I don't mean tough in a sort of a bad way. I mean that as a complete compliment. But she brought a kind of ruthlessness to this character that I think just really proves how great her acting chops are. So I hope that she wins. We've lost Graham. I think his doorbell rang. If it's up to me to entertain y'all, I'm sorry. I could go on another diatribe about Hillbilly Elegy and make y'all hate us again.
Jojo, I'm back, Jojo, and I'm sorry about that, Jojo, but like we've talked about this whenever we're recording, people be knocking on the door, and if it was just a question of they knocked on the door, I don't respond, and it's cool. But you have the string of dogs that come along and like, woo, 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 woo. So now I have to go and tell these people, stop knocking on the door because I've got dogs and then I'm recording a podcast. So bloody buzz off, right? So that's what just happened there. So I'm sorry about that. But,
you know what though? You know what? I'm just happy that it was your dogs that went first, not mine. I think that's the first time in the history of the podcast.
Dude. Yeah, you're right, man. You know what? When we finish here, please go ahead and give Frankie and Earl and Hervey, give them a nice treat on my behalf.
Be like, this is from Graham. You get a greenie.
That is, assuming they don't fuck it up before we end the podcast anyway.
Well, it's a 50-50. It's actually more like an 80-20 chance that they're going to, so.
Right. So, Jojo, who was you picked then? Viola Davis?
Viola Davis, yes.
All right. I don't have a problem with that. But, it's not a question of having a problem. It's a question of whether or not she is going to win it. And
that's when you were gone, I was kind of talking about that and the fact that I don't know that she will win it. Like, I don't know that she's going to be a popular choice for the Academy, but she's who I would like to see win.
But I seriously think you're right, though. I see it between Viola Davis and Frances McDormand.
That's actually what I think too.
I think the whole Andra Day winning a thing, I'm not taking any merits away from Andra Day. That's not what I'm saying. Right. But I do think that was sort of like a quirky choice based on the people she was amongst. And I don't know that the Academy is going to go that route. But if she wins it, seriously, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that she does not deserve it. I'm just saying that the Academy in that respect is incredibly predictable. And when you have the kind of powerhouse of, Viola Davis and Frances McDormand, I don't know that Frances McDormand is a favorite of anybody in terms of like Frances McDormand herself. Right? She's a bit of a rebel. She will kick your ass and look you in the eyes and shit. And then Viola Davis is like she always has to be nominated kind of thing, like one of those Glenn Close, Meryl Streep thing, but doesn't mean that she's going to win kind of thing.
True.
So I don't know. But I think this time though, the choice has to be between Viola Davis and Frances McDormand, right?
I agree.
Right then. So moving on to actor in a supporting role, you have Sacha Baron Cohen in The Trial of the Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr. One Night in Miami, Paul Raci in Sound of Metal, Lakeith Stanfield in Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, this was all everybody could talk about after the nominations were announced. And even the actors themselves were like Lakeith Stanfield tweeted, "I don't understand it either, but fuck it." So the question is, Jojo, how in the bloody hell two actors from the same movie are both nominated in supporting as a supporting role? So who was the lead actor according to the Academy? Who was it? I can understand if they considered Lakeith Stanfield to be the lead actor. I could even understand if they considered Daniel Kaluuya to be the lead actor, even though, in my view, Lakeith Stanfield was the lead actor. But I do not understand, for the life of me, the whole two supporting actor. I don't get it. You tell me, where do you think this one is going?
No, I like you. I'm confused by the two actors from the same movie. I don't know if that's unprecedented. I feel like I would have read something about it if it was. So it must have happened before, but I don't know, as you said, who they the lead. But I don't think it's going to happen. But I would like to see Paul Raci win because his performance in Sound of Metal was phenomenal. And I know everybody else put in wonderful and beautiful performances. To see so much growth from an actor, because I feel like he really was maybe not, I don't know. I never really considered him a good actor. And then to see him in this movie, Sound of Metal, kind of blew me away. So just watching the growth, that's who I would like to see win.
Yeah, with that said, Jojo, for some reason you went black screen on me.
Oh, well, it kept bouncing around. So it said host left and host is here. And
what?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yo, no, not cool.
Could you hear me?
No, I could hear the entire time. The entire time I can hear you. It's just that I cannot, for the life of me, get you on the screen. So these are the things that happen when you're live, ladies and gentlemen. So just so you know, we're dealing with technical issues here. So here's what we're going to do. Jojo.
Yes, sir.
Come on back. Hold on. All right. So Paul Raci, for me, is the choice here because, as Jojo said, this is a guy that has been around Hollywood for a long time, and he is one of those character actors that no one pays attention to because, he always plays not the same character, but characters that are slightly forgettable, and this time on Sound of Metal, he is the man. He is the man, and I think he is well deserving of his nomination. So I'm with Jojo. I think Jocelyn's choice here is right. I think if anybody's going to win something for the night as a consolation prize, it's going to be maybe Sacha Baron Cohen. But for me, it's between two dark horses. It's going to be Paul Raci and Lakeith Stanfield. I already see Lakeith Stanfield as a dark horse. Right, Jojo?
I agree.
Um,
Am I back?
You're back, Jojo. You're back.
Yay!
Man.
I'm back.
We done did it. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah. All right. So let's take on actor in a leading role. Take it away, Jojo.
So we have Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins in The Father, Gary Oldman in Mank, and Stephen Yeun in Minari.
Okay. I'm not even going to make a prediction. I'm going to ask you, Jojo. What do you think?
Chadwick
What do you
Boseman.
got? Chadwick?
Yeah.
I think so too. And if you guys watching this, listening to this, you don't believe us, go watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. That guy was incredible. I will never tire of praising Chadwick Boseman's work on Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. That was an absolute class performance. So we'll see. This one was easy, wasn't it?
It was. It was very easy.
Yeah, son. Wow.
So now we're down to the last picture show.
Yeah. Best Picture.
Best Picture.
You want to go with that one, Jojo?
Sure. I'm going to butcher all these names, so my apologies.
I love
advance.
it. I love it.
So we have The Father for David Parfit, Jean-Louis Levy, and Philippe Carcassonne, producers.
Carcassonne.
Carcassonne. See, I know. Judas and the Black Messiah, Shaka King, Charles D. King, and Ryan Coogler, producers. Mank, Seong Shafin, Eric Roth, and Douglas Urbanski, producers. Minari, Christina O, producer. Nomadland, Francis McDormand, Peter Spears, Molly Asher, Dan Janoi Zhao, producers. Promising Young Woman, Ben Browning, Ashley Fox, Emerald Fennell, and Josie McNamara, producers. Sound of Metal, Burke Hamlinick and Sasha Ben Haroch, producers. Trial of the Chicago 7, Mark Platt and Stuart Bessner, producers.
Right. So, producers, Best Picture. Who's going to get this one, Jojo?
This is very difficult for me. I really
No kidding.
It's very, very difficult. I would like to see the Sound of Metal win, but I don't think it has a snowball's chance in hell. I almost think it's going to be Minari. But Mank is a contender. I'd like to see Judas and the Black Messiah something. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I really don't.
Right. I am like you right here. I have a like I want to go the easy route basically and say I'm gonna do 3 picks here, and hopefully with those 3 picks one of them will come out best. So I'm gonna do the elimination first,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
I'm going to eliminate the father. I'm gonna eliminate Sound of Metal. Not because I don't like Sound of Metal or I don't want Sound of Metal to win. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I just don't think that the movie Sound of Metal was sort of like, you know, right up Hollywood's alley, if you will.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
So there's that, and so those are my eliminations, right? The Father and Sound of Metal. So my 3 picks are going to be Nomadland, Minari, and Judas and the Black Messiah. I don't know who will win out of those 3. But let's see how wrong I was the night after, the day after the Oscar, when we go live with checking out our predictions versus who won. Jojo, you're taking notes, right?
I am taking notes. Yep, that's why I keep looking away.
Okay.
So let me do the same thing. Let me pick 3. Well, I like that idea. So I am going to say Nomadland, because I didn't realize Frances McDormand produced it, so I think that kind of gives it a point. I'm going to say Mank, and I'm going to say Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah. So, you know what? In fact, I'm going to pick Judas and the Black Messiah as my wild card.
Okay.
So you get a wild card too, Jojo.
My wild card, is the Father.
The Father.
Yeah, that's my wild card.
Okay. Oh, this is good, man.
So tell me yours again to make sure I've got them down right.
So my 3 picks are Minari, Nomadland, and was it The Child of the Chicago 7?
Okay.
And my wild card is Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay. Okay.
And tell me yours. Remind me of yours then.
I have Nomadland, Mank, Judas and the Black Messiah, and my wild card is the Father.
The Father. I don't know why. The Father sounds so,
ominous.
The Father. Yeah, the Father.
Like
especially when you have Anthony Hopkins playing the Father.
The Father. Yes, indeed.
So one of the efforts that we normally do is that once we have this show, after the nomination, we do our best to watch as many of the nominated movies as possible. And so we are going to try and do that because most of the time when we do the nomination show, we haven't watched as many of them as we should, especially this year, which is a pandemic year. The movies that have been available to stream, we've watched them. So we've watched Nomadland and, One Night in Miami, Borat, whatever.
Sound of Metal, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Right. But the movies that required you to go to the movie theater, we have not gotten a chance to do that. But
I'm not comfortable doing that yet.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I don't blame you. So the Oscars are going to be what is it?
They're on Sunday, April 25th.
On April 25th. So we are going to do our best to watch as many of those movies as possible. What we normally do is that we record the show on the Monday after that Sunday night where an award show was. And so we will probably be going live on that Monday on the 26th at about 3 p.m. Right, Jojo?
Somewhere around there. Yep.
And then, of course, the podcast will come out on Tuesday as usual. So we hope that you are with us. And also, we hope that you have made your picks this time also. And let's see how wrong we were.
Yes.
on that day.
I'm excited to see how badly I did, how poorly I did.
So
if I did well, I'm going to fall. So
yeah, she's going to fall off her chair and she's going to record it and things like that. So we want to remind you that you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. Also, when on the days that we record, which is normally on Saturday, we will always be live on Instagram. Live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and now Twitch. I like saying Twitch.
Twitch. It's fun to say.
Twitch. So you can always watch us directly live there on Saturdays at 1 p.m. But the main bread and butter of this, what we do, is that we are a podcast. So every Tuesday, our podcast goes live for you to listen to while you are in your car, driving to work, or coming home from work, or going to grocery store, whatever. And, if one night you're doing some little laundry or whatever, cooking and things like that, tell Alexa or Google to play the show. And, there you go. So this is our bread and butter. The whole live thing we do is because, you have to do YouTube. But we're a podcast first and foremost. And we love you for subscribing and for being with us all the way.
Yes.
You can find Jocelyn on Instagram as
Jocelyn Podcast.
Meanwhile, you will find me on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook as Mr. Puzzetta. That's MrPuzzetta. So we're calling it a day today.
Thank you for listening to Kickin' and Streamin' Podcast. If you found value in our content, please subscribe and share. We would also be delighted to hear what you think of this podcast. So please rate us by writing a quick review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on all major social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Join the conversation happening today on our Facebook group.